World Under-21 Men's Lacrosse Championships are coming to Limerick in August between the 10th and the 20th of the month. It should have been held here in 2020, but obviously there was that small matter of COVID, and so it has gone back to the drawing board and come back. It moved from an under-20 to an under-21, but we're going to see some of the best collegiate players of lacrosse travelling across the Atlantic from North America to be here to entertain us over the course of that month. There are exciting plans afoot to bring on board brand ambassadors that we will be very familiar with here in Ireland, as well as a few names from the corporate worlds that are going to be getting involved in terms of hospitality, sponsorship and broadcasting. We caught up with Michael Kennedy. He's the CEO of Ireland Lacrosse and event director for the championships down in UL. And we asked him what it is about the tournament that's going to make it so special. Ireland. Michael, you're very welcome to Sport for Business. Tell us a little bit about the World Under-21 Lacrosse Championship, which we are on the verge of.
Thanks very much, Rob. So yeah, it's the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's Under-21 World Championship and World Festival. It's undergone a bit of change over the last couple of years. It was due to take place in July 2020. Naturally, due to COVID, it was postponed. It was originally planned as an under-19 event. Working closely with World Lacrosse, it has now become an under-21 event. And that's been really important because, you know, in the lead-in to the 2020 event, the teams have been picked, the players were getting ready. These are young players, you know, the chance to play for their countries for the first time. It's really important that they have continued to have that opportunity to play. So we're really looking forward to welcoming them as under-21 players this summer.
And in terms of the scale of it, these are teams, representative teams coming from all around the world. How many teams?
We have 23 teams competing at the event. The big hitters are the likes of USA, Canada, England, Australia, Japan, Korea, China. We have two African teams, Uganda and Kenya. Naturally, we'll have our Irish team there. And we're also looking forward to welcoming the Haudenosaunee Nationals, who are a team of Native Americans. They originated the sport of lacrosse. Ireland itself has had a very good relationship with Native Americans, and we're really looking forward to welcoming them playing their game in Limerick this summer.
And it's going to be on the grounds of the University of Limerick. How many players will there be involved, and how many spectators do you anticipate coming into the country?
Well, if I have to do the maths, there's 23 national teams. Each of them brings about 30 people per team, 23 players plus staff. In addition to the World Championship, we're also hosting a World Festival tournament, which is like a club team tournament, which is for boys and girls, men and women, from youth all the way to adult masters, which is over 35s. So we're expecting several thousand attendees at the event. One of the reasons we bid to host an underage tournament is these players bring mum and dad, they bring their brothers and sisters, their grandparents want to come and see them. So we expect a really strong fan attendance at the event as well. And naturally, having it in Limerick, the current home of the All-Ireland hurling champions, we're really hoping to appeal to the local hurling community to come and see a sport that's quite similar in lots of different ways.
And we then had the pleasure of meeting with Grant Ament. He's one of the star players in the North American professional leagues, and he's over here to try and tell us just how exciting the game is and why we should be heading to Limerick.
Yeah, I mean, so lacrosse is one of the most beautiful games to play. It has physicality, it has speed, it has creativity, and it really is, the Native Americans call it the creator's game. And a lot of the reason is because of the creativity, and you don't have to be the biggest, you don't have to be the strongest to be great at it, but it still provides so much entertainment, a lot of scoring and up and down action that, as we've seen in the PLL, the league that I play in America, you know, fans really do enjoy watching it because it really is, you know, high speed, and it's really fun to watch. I think it's more fun to play, but it all in all, it's definitely it's extremely entertaining and easy to watch and easy to grasp as a fan.
And the business of bringing big championships like this across the Atlantic all the way over to Limerick is going to cost money. And so we were joined by Bill Schoonmaker. He's the president of Motivate Sports, and he's been working alongside Ireland Lacrosse and the World Lacrosse Federation to look at how this can be expanded out as a really appealing thing for Irish and European brands. Tell us a little bit about just how exciting it is from a global perspective to be bringing the sport at such a high level to Ireland.
Yeah, Rob, well, thanks for having me. It's really fantastic, especially given the circumstances over the last couple of years with COVID, to be able to actually get this event off the ground and make it happen after 2 years being delayed. And from a global perspective, the sport is the fastest growing team sport in the world. I think World Lacrosse is now up to 74 or 75 countries that have joined World Lacrosse, the international governing body, in the last, since 2002, so 20 years. They've grown over 500%. So it's growing like crazy. And it's just, it's a fantastic opportunity for a sport that's, is native to North America and founded by the Native Americans, to be able to be spread across the country and across the world, and through these World Championships, that's what happens. So these events are located at, they come to countries like Ireland, and coming here and being in Limerick, it's a fantastic location. University of Limerick is a fantastic facility, world-class facility, and that will help the sport develop and grow here in this country, because people will see it and hopefully want to be a part of it.
Coming from North America, sport is big business stateside, and that's no different here as well, with broadcast rights, with sponsorship.
Yes.
Has there been a significant interest in terms of this World Championship? Obviously, COVID coming in the middle of it has thrown all of the best laid plans asunder. But now that you've got a clear run at it through until August, is there a good level of interest from corporate people in terms of getting involved with this championship?
Yeah, and we've been working on that. But part of the challenge is, honestly, is that lacrosse isn't that well known here in Ireland. So we have some meetings that we've been having, and discussions we've been having with companies and organizations here in Ireland about getting involved in the World Championships as a partner. There are also opportunities to be partners with Ireland Lacrosse and help them as they, on the road to hopefully the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. So there is some interest there. We have a very robust package of sponsorship opportunities, rights, benefits, assets that can be utilized by our partners. We also have some exciting news that will be announced by World Lacrosse sometime in the coming weeks, related to an international broadcast partnership that will allow the games to be broadcasted from Limerick live to the world. So that's really exciting, and of course that comes with commercial assets that are important from a branding perspective, from an activation perspective for businesses. So we have kind of the full gamut of assets for companies to get involved with and be part of what we hope will be a very rapidly growing sport here in Ireland. And the commercial aspect of it, ranges from the commercial time on the broadcast to very high visible signage, hospitality opportunities, all the I would say typical assets, but very powerful and valuable assets for companies that really want to be aligned with an event like this and a sport like this.